You need to slow down in order to speed up. And what I mean by that is that it is perfectly healthy to take a break. Not only that, but it's in our best interest to find ways to recharge our body and mind throughout the week. Think of us like rechargeable batteries. At some point, we are going to run out of energy and we need to stop to recharge back up to 100%. Whether that's getting a few extra hours of sleep than we normally do, taking an ice bath, watching a movie at the end of a long week, we need to prioritize our recovery. Today, we're going to dive into the 9 ways that I recover, which helps me feel better than ever. Let's fire it up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to It's the Bearded Man podcast with your favorite, the world's favorite bearded man, Bob Bay. Each week on these solo podcasts, we dive into topics that help you become the best version of yourself. Do I have all the answers? Absolutely not. Come on. This is just my bearded wisdom that helps brings value to you. Now, if you enjoy this episode at any moment in time, all that I ask is please screenshot this episode on whatever platform you are listening in on, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, any other platform. Just screenshot the episode, post it to your IG story, tag me at Bob-A. That's B-O, 3 B's, 4 A's, and a Y. Share out the podcast. Let me know, what was the takeaway? How is this episode changing your perspective? I would be very curious to know. And not only that, but helps the natural organic growth of the podcast. Every single month, we are growing at a good rate right now, and it continues to do so only because you, beautiful ladies and gentlemen, are sharing out the podcast on a weekly basis. So please keep doing so. I see and I love all of y'all that keep doing it week over week. Let's keep this momentum going. Please, please, please. Thank you so much. If you have not yet downloaded the Stay Dialed In app, you need to do so today. You need to check it out. It is free to download. It is going to be your biggest accountability community for 2022 and beyond. This just launched back in January on the 3rd. We're just getting started, okay? It is the app to have on your phone. It is going to be on the top of the iTunes charts before we know it. So please download it today. It is free on all platforms. There is a paywall behind certain content for $4.99 a month. I tried to keep it at a price that was manageable for people out there. But at $4.99 a month, you can get access to exclusive podcasts, video content that is nowhere else. You'll also get access to our community where you can dive into a wide range of topics such as career, relationships, mental and physical health, resources, and so on and so forth. At this moment in time, we have over 150 members on the app, and we're going to continue to grow it throughout the year. So please download it today just to check it out. And if you want to learn more about the paywall and what that entails, head to join.staydieledin.com. Once again, that's join.staydieledin.com to learn more. I will have in the description of this episode the link for you to click on, and you can go check it out. But I'm telling you right now, this is the app to have this year. This is the world that you click into, and you are welcomed to be your most authentic self. And you can talk about anything that is on your mind, and there is a community of people there to support you. I'm really excited about this, and I can't wait to see what this becomes. So stay dialed in, people. Download today. Stay dialed in app across all platforms. Recovery is crucial. I'm going to be honest. For someone who is big in the self-development space, not as in like I got millions of followers, but more so I pay attention to it and I think about it every single day of my life. Recovery is a topic that I need to start talking about more of. Yes, it's important that we work to get shit done, but at some point we have to slow down to recharge ourselves. A huge inspiration for wanting to dive into this topic today was because of my convo with Matteo Franchetti. He is the co-founder and CEO of 8 Sleep that just came out on the podcast earlier this week. I highly, highly recommend that y'all give it a listen when you get a chance if you're looking for ways to better your sleep. This is a very insightful conversation, and it really inspired me to want to dive into today's topic. But please check out that episode when you get a chance. Maybe even pause this one, scroll back one app, and go listen to that episode with Matteo. A lot of good gems, a lot of good takeaways, a lot of good insight on how to honestly make a difference in your sleep starting tonight. I didn't fully appreciate or begin to add recovery into my life normally until the pandemic hit in March of 2020. Because we had so much time for us and, I wasn't driving to and from an office every day, I began to prioritize my sleep. This is like really the beginning of like recognizing the importance of recovery. There's a lot of different aspects of recovery, which we're going to get into today, but I think sleep was the first aspect of recovery that I started to go, ooh, I like this. And that started off by me making sure that I was getting 8 hours of sleep. I'm not here to say that what you should do is get that 8 hour sleep. I think we all have to find that perfect sweet spot. And since I found that sweet spot of what I believe to be 8 hours of sleep for me, I've done my best to stick to it for at least 5 days of the week. Really, really important. By doing so, I have felt extremely refreshed and motivated for the day ahead when I wake up every single morning because I'm getting that sleep. I'm recharging the batteries as needed. That's just one example of many ways that I recover my body and mind. I'm a big believer in testing and trying until you find what clicks, right, for you. And so you got to find what works for you because it might not work for anybody else. It might work for a handful of other people. But the key is to find those tricks that work best for you. Maybe there's something that you can think of that I'll dive into today that I don't touch on, right? That's fine. Give it a try. You do it. If it helps you, please do it. Take the time to not only investigate and find out what allows you to recover, but then make sure you're prioritizing them to help you feel your best self. So when you find these little tips and tricks that help you feel your best self, to help you recover your body, mind, to help you recharge back to that 100%, it's good to find it, but then it's more important that you prioritize and you make sure that it becomes part of your daily, weekly, or monthly life. It's very easy to just forget about it. But if you can hold on to that feeling of what it feels like because of the recovery, it's going to help you prioritize and making sure that it is part of your life. So the 9 ways to recover your body and mind. Once again, this is just what I've learned, what works for me. Not saying these are the only 9 ways. Not saying these are the 9 ways you have to follow, but these are some of tactics and tricks that I have found that work for me. Please take one, many, all of them. Please adjust them. Please seek and try different ideas that you have. I really want to make sure that you guys and gals understand that I don't got all the answers. I'm just sharing what I'm learning along the way. But please investigate yourself and try the things that work best for you. Number 1, prioritize sleep. This is a 2-step process. First, figure out how much sleep helps you feel your best self. I think everyone is different, but it tends to be, I think in most cases, around 7 to 8 hour range of sleep per night. Second, now that you know the amount of hours of sleep that help you feel great, build a boundary around it and don't let anybody disrupt it, okay? Of course, we can make exceptions here and there, but it is in our best interest to stick to the plan and get the number of hours of sleep as often as possible. I used to be someone that would cut back on sleep in order to be more productive, quote unquote, right? But what I found is that by giving myself that extra few hours of sleep that I need, I feel a whole lot different the next 24 hours. So instead of sacrificing 2 hours of sleep and feeling tired for the next 24 hours, I give myself permission to get the sleep needed so that I can then feel great for the entire next day. First way to recover your body and mind, prioritize your sleep and make sure you are getting enough so that you can feel your best self on a daily basis. Number 2, 100% clean diet. We've all been there before. Finish a long week. All we want to reach for is a beer or whatever your drink of choice is and some burgers and fries or whatever your cheat meal might look like. Have I done it? Yes. Do I love it? Of course. Now, I'm all for balance and having cheat meals, but sometimes you may feel like you need that complete reset and recovery, and eating junk food like that ain't gonna help. Let me tell you. When I feel I really need to recover my body and mind, I will make sure to eat a 100% clean diet because I feel the difference. There are a handful of healthy alternatives to everything you enjoy eating, so maybe give one of them a try instead of facing that full medium pizza, which I would love to do at this moment in time. Quick break from today's episode, and then we'll get right back to it. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to download the Stay Dialed In app. I don't know if you live under a rock. I don't know if you missed the memo. I don't know if you have not been paying attention to my social medias or listening to these podcast episodes. But I'm here to tell you, your greatest accountability community is here. It is alive, it is well, and it is missing you. We have over 150 plus members on this app, and we need to get you on there ASAP. This app is all about holding you accountable to helping you reach progress in every area of your life experiences, dating, career, relationships, whether it's family and friendships, health and wellness, mental health, every bucket, every category. That is what this app is here to do. You can download Stay Dialed In app on all platforms. You can also head over to join.staydialedin.com to learn more. It is free to download. There is a paywall for certain content, such as private videos and podcasts, as well as our community section where 150 plus members are a part of, and you can chat about different topics and things that you're going through. Know that when you click into this app, it is welcoming you into a world where it is completely acceptable to be your most authentic self, to be vulnerable, to share what you're going through, and to know that people, including myself, are there to support you every step of the way. There are going to be a lot of great features that roll out in the coming months. There's a lot of things happening behind the scenes to help take this app to the next level. But please do yourself a favor, download it. It's free to download. Stay dialed in on all app platforms. And if you'd like to learn more about the membership program, you can head over to join.staydialedin.com. I will have that linked up in the description below. Once again, that's join.staydialedin.com. This is your accountability community for 2022 and further. And we got a lot of heat cooking up. So that's all I'm going to say. Download it today. Let's get back to today's episode. Thanks for listening. Let's get it. Resist the urge is all mental. And you will feel the difference in a few hours in all that entire next day because you didn't cave to eating the junk food. I recently told my mom this advice, which is something that I tell myself. When looking at food I'm considering to eat, ask yourself, is this good for my body or is it bad? Strip away, how good it's going to taste and how you haven't had a burger in 2 weeks. Ask yourself black and white. Is it good for my body or is it bad? Not only is it good or bad for my body, is it good for my mind or not? Because we tend to get brain fog from eating junk food. Like I said, disregard the taste or the smell of it. Look at the black and white of it. Is it good or is it bad? And be honest. Once again, cheat when you want to cheat. But if you need that full body and mind recovery, go clean with the dieting. Second way to recover your body and mind, commit to a 100% clean diet for the short term. It will make all the difference in how you and your body feels, as too is your mind. Number 3, take a break from alcohol and drugs. Now, at the time of writing this episode, the script, I was 18 days straight without alcohol in preparation for my second marathon coming up on January 29th. This will come out the week after the marathon. I'm recording this ahead of time. So I'm like predicting and talking about the future, even though it hasn't happened yet. I had to write and record this episode way ahead of time because of that marathon. So by now, as I'm saying this and as you're hearing it, the mission has been complete. Going into the second marathon, I wanted to get really dialed in on my health. For my first marathon in LA back in November, I was out partying the weekend before. I'm not going to lie to you. Not the best decisions, as I had put months into training, for this marathon. And so I wanted to take the second marathon, from a different approach. One that was much more committed to the mission and respecting the amount of work that I put in to get to this point. I don't want to celebrate too early, kind of how I had done before the LA marathon. The plan was I won't have an alcoholic drink until the night of the marathon and we've completed the mission, as we all celebrate a massive accomplishment. Then it's worth it. I'll have a beer or 10. Who knows? The longest streak that I've ever gone was 75 days of no alcohol back in the fall of 2020, and that completely shifted my perspective. I'm not here to tell you guys and gals how to live your life, right? I'm only here to share my experiences and learnings along the way. Take breaks from alcohol or drugs when needed. 2021, I experimented a lot. Tried acid, Molly, sass, magic mushrooms, etc. It was something that I was very intentional about experimenting with, and every setting was very much soul-searching and truthfully beautiful experiences. I say that to be honest with you guys and gals. and not come off as someone saying, don't do drugs, when I've done them in the past. Be careful, be safe, be very intentional, and do not abuse them. Do not abuse them. Respect them. When you feel you need a break from them or alcohol, cut them both out and let the body and mind get the reset that it needs. The third way to recover your body and mind, take breaks from both alcohol and drugs when needed. You are in control for how long that break is, but see what 1, 2, or even 3 weeks feels like. Just take it one day at a time. Number 4, cold or hot therapy. This is still very much a world that I'm exploring, and I truthfully love it. Cold plunges not only help the body physically, but also it helps strengthen the mind as you want to resist the idea of sitting in this freezing cold tub, right? But you still do it. Saunas also have been great for the body and mind, and it's something that I really do enjoy. It's very therapeutic. It's very meditative. It's pulling out all the bad juices in you. I don't own either of them. There's a studio nearby that I'm very lucky to live by where I can go and rent them both together in one room for an hour at a time, which I unapologetically do when I need it. And I'm actually doing it tonight in preparation for this marathon coming up this weekend. And it's a game changer. Give cold or hot therapy a try if you have not yet done so already. And let me remind you, you do not need to be an athlete to feel the benefits of both of these therapies. And you don't need to be an athlete to even consider trying them. If you're somebody that wants to improve your body and mind, give them a try them both, try one of them at a time. It's totally your call. Fourth way to recover your body and mind, use cold or hot therapy to reset. It will help tremendously. Number 5, binge entertainment you enjoy. Got a new Netflix show you started diving into? Maybe you're like your boy and Ozark season 4 just came out. Loving that. Well, if you need to, fire it up. Maybe you picked up a new book that you've been dying to read. Sit back, relax, and enjoy it. Maybe you're a big TikTok scroller. Well, if that tickles your fancy, be my guest and scroll along. It may seem like we're being unproductive by doing these things, but we're not. Life is all about balance. And as much as I am for working hard and hashtag getting shit done, I'm also extremely for enjoying yourself and winding down as needed. Currently, I'm working my way through Finding Ultra by Rich Roll. And yeah, that may not be directly moving my career forward by reading it, but I still enjoy it and I'm learning from it. Lewis Howes, host of the School of Greatness podcast, who I had on the show back in December for episode 152, talked about the importance of creating the space in between, which I interpreted as the importance of doing things that allow us to reset and come back with a fresh perspective. So the fifth way to recover your body and mind, binge entertainment you enjoy because it is completely healthy to take a break and to relax. Number 6, sit in stillness. Now, if I'm a betting man, you're hearing and thinking, bearded man, no shit, sitting in stillness is good for recovery for your body and mind. But pump the brakes for a second, all right? I don't mean just sit there and twiddle your thumbs. Use this time to reflect, feel your emotions, and pay attention to what bubbles up in your mind. Sitting still can teach, inspire, and motivate us as it gives us a space to slow down when all we do is go, 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 go. Sit in that stillness and see what bubbles up. Sometimes just facing whatever those emotions, thoughts, and feelings are can be very, very important and honestly help us recover, to take the weight off our shoulders, to then continue moving forward. So the sixth way to recover your body and mind, sit in stillness and use the time to learn, grow, and motivate you for the future. Number 7, move the body. Now, this is the complete opposite of sitting in stillness, but I think there's something to be said about active recovery. This doesn't mean you go for your longest run, or you lift the highest weights you've ever touched, or you take back-to-back workout classes. This just means get the body moving. For me in the past, it's just been stretching, going for a very, very short and light jog, or lifting below 50% of the weight I normally use when lifting weights. Just get the body moving. Sometimes getting the body moving lightly in and of itself is a form of recovery. So the seventh way to recover your body and mind, get the body moving and the juices flowing. Give it 25% of what your normal 100% feels like, and it could be a good recovery session for you. Number 8, put down the phone. This is more mental than physical, but maybe physical too if your fingers are sore from all the scrolling and typing that we do in a given day. Going off the grid for a few hours is completely healthy and something you have full permission to do when you need it. There have been times when I get anxious scrolling on social because I'm comparing myself to where I'm at, or I'm looking at emails and texts that need a reply, and I just haven't done so yet. When I need a break, I give myself the break, and it is a form of recovery in this hyper-connected world. Outside of work messages, remind yourself you don't need to reply immediately. Let things sit if you're just not in the mood to respond to something. This isn't you being selfish. This is you prioritizing yourself first. And if you don't look out for you, who will? So the 8th way to recover your body and mind, put down the phone and take a break from emails, texts, and social when you feel the need to do so. Number 9, drink more water. Last but certainly not least, drink more water. Do not underestimate the importance of water and how crucial it is to your well-being. Not only does it benefit and help your body continue to move, it also helps you have a clear mind. By making sure we are getting enough hydration in the day, it is helping our body and minds recover. Drink that water. The 9th way to recover your body and mind, fuel your body with proper hydration by making sure you are drinking enough water in a given day. It will have a huge impact on your recovery and well-being. To recap, as important as it is for us to grind, hustle, and put in that work, it is equally as important that we rest and recover as needed. Remind yourself, our bodies and minds are rechargeable batteries. At some point, they will run out and we need to let them recharge up. Similarly, so too do our bodies and minds. 9 ways to recover your body and mind. Number 1, prioritize your sleep and make sure you are getting enough so that you can feel your best self on a daily basis. Number 2, commit to a 100% clean diet for the short term. It will make all the difference in how you and your body feels. Number 3, take breaks from both alcohol and drugs when needed. You are in control for how long that break is, but see what 1, 2, or even 3 weeks feels like. Number 4, use cold or hot therapy to reset. It will help tremendously. Number 5, binge entertainment you enjoy because it is completely healthy to take a break and relax. Number 6, sit in stillness and use the time to learn, grow, and motivate for the future. Number 7, get the body moving and the juices flowing. Giving it 25% of what your normal 100% feels like could be a good recovery session. Number 8, put down the phone and take a break from emails, texts, and social when you feel the need to do so. And number 9, fuel your body with the proper hydration by making sure you are drinking enough water in a given day. It will have a huge impact on your recovery and well-being. Challenge for the listeners. Spend 10 minutes within the next 24 hours and consider what you do to recover your body and mind. I'm not here to tell you that it is a must to do on your daily or weekly basis, but I guarantee your body and mind would benefit from some type of recovery. Consider the 9 ways we discussed today and think about the ones that come to mind that maybe I didn't discuss. Prioritize them and add them into your life as needed. I guarantee it will make a difference. Questions from the Stay Out in the community. I got one question coming in on today's topic from Alicia. How does your night routine look like? It's a great question, Alicia. Night routine is pretty simple and straightforward. My morning routine is really dialed in. There's a lot of things happening in the morning just to get my body and mind moving for the day, but my night routine is really straightforward. Most weekday nights, I'm trying to be asleep by 9 p.m. because I get up at 5 a.m. every day. With that being said, I usually try to eat no later than 7 p.m. because I want my food to digest and I don't want to eat and go right and try to sleep because then my stomach is usually rumbling. So try to eat by 7 and then be in bed by 8:30 p.m. It's pretty hard to go working all day and then immediately try to fall asleep. So I try to give myself at least 30 minutes to watch YouTube or Netflix to help wind down. At this time, I also try to get off social media and stop answering texts. So once again, I can slow the mind down and prepare it to go to bed. Once 9 p.m. hits, I try to be out like a light and fall asleep pretty quickly. So my suggestion, find a night routine that works best for you. I think it's just about finding ways to slow that mind down. It could be taking a hot shower. It could be hitting a sauna. It could just be going for a nice evening walk before you go to sleep. Find what works best for you, but it definitely makes all the difference. Pod review of the week. This is coming from the iTunes podcast app. This week's review is coming from Sarah G. The subject of the review is love this podcast in all capital letters. You know it's a real deal when it's all caps. Love this podcast. 5 out of 5 stars. Let's go. She said, I have never written a review for a podcast before. Let's go. That's huge. But I love this podcast. Once again, highlighting capital all of this. I love this podcast. She loves this podcast. Sarah, if you love this podcast, I love you. One thing that stands out about this podcast that I have not seen in other podcasts, and I listen to many, in parentheses, she's a big podcast consumer, is that the bearded man not only gives great advice, but he inspires and motivates his listeners to believe in themselves and helps the listeners realize that they already have the potential in them. And that's it. That's all she wrote. But that is a mic drop right there. Let me say that one more time. But he inspires and motivates his listeners to believe in themselves and help the listeners realize that they already have the potential in them. Yes, yes, yes. It's only January, but this might go down as one of the most important pod reviews of the year. Sarah's hitting it hard already. And that's what this podcast is all about. I share my experiences. I'm trying to learn along the way, but truthfully, I'm here to help you guys and gals recognize and realize you all have the potential inside you. That's not me just saying it. I'm not trying to say some cliche ass shit. I'm telling you, I have been in a position in my life where I didn't believe in myself like I do now. I wasn't as dialed in. I didn't have direction. I was lost. I was floating through life and I didn't know where I was going to go. I was 6 figures in debt. I was driving Uber full time. I had this idea to start a podcast. 5 years later, we're still going strong. And I've dialed in on who I am and where I want to go. But if I can do this shit, so can all of you. And so that's why I keep doing these podcasts. I'm creating content for the younger version of myself in the hopes that it inspires you guys and gals. So, Sarah, thank you for the fantastic review. If you guys and gals have not yet done so already and you're a listener to this podcast and you listen on iTunes, please go leave a review. It is so helpful and it's so much appreciated. If you don't listen on iTunes and you're listening on Spotify, the best thing you could do, there's now 5-star reviews on the Spotify app. Please leave a review. It's so helpful and it's so much appreciated. It takes 2 seconds. So please, please, please do so today. If you guys and gals enjoyed this specific episode, screenshot this episode on whatever platform you're listening on, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, whatever platform. Post it to your IG story. Tag me at Bob-A, B-O, 3 B's, 4 A's or Y. Let me know, what was the biggest takeaway? What recovery stood out the most to you? How do you plan to add recovery into your life more? How did this topic of recovery change your perspective? I would be very curious to learn and see how this specific episode helped change your guys and gals' perspectives. So please share it out today on your IG story. It really does help the growth of the show. If you have not yet already, Stay Dialed In app is available on all platforms, Apple, Google, you name it, we're there. It's free to download. So please take a moment today, just download the app. I'm not here to convert you into the subscription. I just want you to have the app on your phone. You'll get daily notifications of inspiration. And if at some point you do choose to want to subscribe, that's totally on you. But at the very minimal, the daily notifications, I hope, will be little reminders to help you continue to become the best version of yourself. So please do so today. If you want to learn more about the subscription model, you can head over to join.staydialedin.com. Once again, that's join.staydialedin.com to learn more. I will have in the description below the link to go check it out. That's it. Episode 163, 9 ways to recover your body and mind. It's the Bearded Man Podcast. See ya.